Eltham College. The siren sounds. We're underway between Old Paradians and Old Eltham Collegians on the match of today, and it's Franz that gets the first tap, but it goes straight to McCaffer, who gives it off to Milne. His kick's not a great one, and it's picked up by Nicolo, and he goes towards half forward. Kafari didn't read the bounce well, had assistance, and now Old Paradians should get the first inside 50 kick. No, Smother comes, and now the pressure arrives, but it was just too hot of a tackle by the Turtles, and it's Old Paradians that win the ball back. The handball comes across from Colatillo. They go inside 50, and it's a good mark taken by Kafari, still just outside 50 on the outer side. Hands it off to a teammate on the paint of 50, sends it to the hot spot. It's all Old Eltham. Intercept comes from Daniel Hallett, and then he goes towards the pocket. Good kick to find Kieran Malone.
Excited about seeing Kieran Malone today. Saw him last year and he looked really good in Warrandyte colours.
Goes down the line, just outside defensive 50. Fear flies, it's punched towards the boundary line, and that's what will win out in the end. Almost right in front of our commentary position a minute in.
So we'll get this ball tossed back into play. Sean Leeson and Lewis Franz moving into position.
James King on the McCaffer early.
That'll be an interesting matchup. Two-star midfielders as up goes the ball. It's France with the tap down. The handball away there from Marcus Nolan. Got it out to Tom Cooper. Dance past one. Goes inside 50. Couple of one-on-ones. It's Old Eltham Collegians who win out.
Angus Robertson there taking the intercept mark.
It was a really good mark. It might have been a free kick, in fact. It is. It's going to go back to Timothy Ellis. Umpire called holding the man free kick. And Timothy Ellis, the vice-captain of Old Eltham Collegians, with hands on this footy, goes short to Robertson. Flirted with danger, but still a good kick. That's Moroney that goes right in front of us. And the strong hands taken there by Sean Leeson ahead of his opposing ruck in France. Dangerous kick. It might be turned over. It is. And Old Eltham Collegians hold up well. And they'll get a holding the man free kick.
So another chance here for the Turtles to move it forward. It's in the hands of Smith Marks. Called to move it on. He'll use the right boot to go towards half forward. Down the line, Milne's a target at the back, but it's a good grab taken by the middle by Keys, returning to the side today. Keys with the right boot sends it towards the Williamson direction, and while he did get hands onto it despite being a bit out position, and then a snap on goal coming from Taglieri is very wide. Does it stay in the field of play? It's punched out. Milne does really well to keep that in play. It's across the face. Colatillo's able to pick that one up, and away now the Paradians go on the outer side. It's Nolan who's got a heap of space on this outer side, takes a bounce and then goes down the line. He's looking for a teammate, but Hallett read it best. Didn't complete the mark though. He's able to pick it up at ground level, hands it back. Still a chance here for the Turtles through Moroney, but he's caught in a big tackle and the Raiders win the footy back between wing and half back on the outer side, and they get it moving. This is O'Sullivan towards half forward. Kick over the head of Kafari. Getting here first might be Russian McCoach. They both run over to footy. Hallett picks it up instead. He goes down the line. And the Turtles will reset. They look to go corridor, or just worked out. McCaffer was able to get hands on the footy in the end. He looks to get the switch moving, and he's able to find Murphy. Murphy gets the handball away, and now the Turtles go towards centre wing broadcast side. Good kick finds Malone. He's got a heap of space in front of him as well. Runs his full measure, goes towards the pocket. It's a one-on-one. Almost a chance here for Burns. Does he pick it up on the full? Lost the footy. Nicolo's able to kick it off the ground, out of danger for now. And then the Paradians go down the line. Bouncing ball. Doesn't quite work for Mitch Merkel. Couldn't get it on the full. So got the handball away. And then the Raiders again go towards wing and half forward. The punch almost coming from Fleming. Ball towards the boundary line. And Robertson takes it over for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, an interesting contest early on. Looks like the Raiders would like to have it out in the open and use their spread, and the Turtles are quite happy to have tough contested work all day.
They do have a fair few bigger bodies, do the Old Eltham Collegians, compared to Old Paradians, as Leeson got the tap down. Malone sharks it, got it on the boot, and will go out of bounds. Good pressure there from the Old Paradians, man.
I think pressure's going to be big as well for these two sides today. Not the best, not the most cleanest conditions out there, so
it definitely,
Josh will see how it plays out.
Yeah, certainly will, as that tackle was applied by Mitch Merkel. Ball tossed back into play. France front position. McCaffer sharked the tap. Malone got it out to Jeremy Murphy on the runway. Inside 50 looking for Williamson, who's out the back. Did really well there, did Will Gilmore, who looks like he's got the job on Williamson. Teammate was wrapped up and, according to the umpire, was too high.
So it'll be interesting because I reckon between Brunskill and Gilmore are going to be the two that keep an eye out for Williamson this afternoon. So far doing okay. It's Brunskill with the footy in hand. He's going to go down the line. It's all Old Eltham here though, and Leeson front spot takes the mark. He's going to handball it quickly away to Malone, who goes inside 50 with the kick. Tough one for Keys, and he takes the mark. Matthew Keys, and straight away he'll go back and look to have a shot. Man on the mark's about 40-45 out from goal, and that's why he's an important inclusion, Doug.
That's right. Now, I'm just trying to work out the wind. I don't think there's not much wind here, but definitely Matthew Keys is a very handy inclusion. Where that strength could come in handy for the Turtles as the game goes on too.
Fifth game of the season, I should say, for Matthew Keys. He's looking for his 4th goal of the year. Comes in, umpire's not moving, and distance is there as well. And 5 minutes into the game, the first goal of the afternoon goes to the Turtles and Matthew Keys. They move to 1 straight 6. Old Paradians are yet to score.
And that delivery inside 50 as well from Kieran Malone. He can do it all. Go up forward, I think it was, and go through midfield as well. I think it was a while back, maybe 10 years ago, he might have gone, I think it was 250 Super Coach points in a TAC Cup game or something like that. He had a really good game. So you can tell how excited I am to see Kieran Malone. He's one of my favourite
and he's been very good early too, Kieran Malone.
He certainly has.
Kicked the ceiling goal against Mernda in round 1 this year, Kieran Malone, and can be handy both in the midfield and up forward as we're back in the middle. A tap this time coming from Franz. A couple of Turtles overrunning it. McCaffrey's able to drive it forward. At the bottom of the pack is Cox. I'll have a secondary stoppage.
And already you can see McCaffrey's skill at using the ball, getting a ball out to a handball out to a running player, making good decisions with foot as well.
Franz was looking through O'Sullivan, who overran it. Umpire will call for it straight away. You're right, he just knows how to get into the right spots, McCaffrey. Even if he doesn't win it cleanly, he's able to still do well to push it forward, you think. So that's why he's so valuable to have. Kafari got a hand onto it. Ball hobbling around. Went through the legs on that occasion of Maroney. Nolan tries to push it forward while on ground level. And Russian McCoach will be held up for a ball up.
So we've moved this ball a little bit forward, right in front of us. Around 50 metres out from the old Paradians goal. As Franz got the backwards tap. Our old Eltham Collegians get the clearance. It's in the hands now of Jake Tyson, who spilled the ball, though. O'Sullivan on hands and knees.
A nice little handball out by Vidinopoulos. Just wasn't quite 100%, and that's otherwise it would have been right down in their forward 50 by now.
It definitely would have been, but good pressure applied by the former Eltham man, one of a fair few former Eltham players playing in this contest. As Leeson got the tap down, Kafari got the clearance. Inside 50, the Raiders go. It's a 2-on-1 in favour of old Eltham Collegians. Good shepherd there for Timothy Ellis, who's under plenty of pressure. And the kick was smothered out of bounds. It goes.
Yeah, look, Merkel 2-on-1 against him there. Is always going to make it tough. A good result here for the Raiders to get this ball out of bounds. And we're going to have a throw-in right on the paint of 50 for the Raiders. There's a bit of sun now. Starts to make its way here at Garvey Oval. The Turtles lead by 6 points, 8 minutes into the opening term. Tap coming from Franz. Milner at best. His handball though into space. Merkel will try to get here first. He almost threw it at. He did throw it at as he was looking for Kafari. And now it's a chance for Russian McCoach to switch it. It's a very dangerous switch in the end to the opposite back pocket, but it worked out okay, and they've got runners moving forward. Mark dropped, however, by Johnston. Hasn't got much room to move. Tries to spill it forward. And now the Raiders' numbers arrive, and we'll have another stoppage.
And you can just see how important there was Bradley Johnson. If he'd grabbed that clean, he would have been off. Just how important clean use of the ball will be today.
Leeson got the height. Nolan read it best. Inside 50, Kafari just too high for him. Spills out now for Alice, who's going to be under a bit of pressure. Tried to tap it behind him. Didn't quite work. Handball could be okay for O'Sullivan. Ran down straight away by Johnston. Turtles got rid of that football incorrectly. And it's that forward pressure from the Raiders that season with a shot on goal. Their first shot on goal for the afternoon, and Blair Healy will be the beneficiary of it.
The pressure by the Raiders has been very good. It's a few examples in the midfield here where they stopped. They made a 50-50 out of what looked like would be a Turtles forward thrust, and this one as well. And we've got the guy kicking for goal. I just can't see who is there. 20 metres out directly in front. It's
Healy.
Blair Healy.
Yep. He's got it, and that's his 6th goal of the season as well, Blair Healy. And it scores level now, 9 minutes in, 1 straight apiece.
Yeah, and I mean, the coach there, Ben, would be very pleased. Ben, I can't think of his second name. Turner, is it?
Yeah.
Sorry. I've met him a few times. He'd be very pleased with the pressure that they're applying, because that was what caused that goal, and also what's held the ball up in midfield, held the ball in their forward line. He'd be wrapped with his start.
And it was and Blair Healy coming off a great game, a best on ground last week in the come from behind victory for Old Paradians against Stepping. Is back up in the middle of Garvey Oval. We go 9.5 minutes gone in this first quarter. It's Leeson with the tap down. Marcus Nolan onto his left, and inside 50 the Raiders go to a big pack forms. Old Paradians have the numbers on the ground, and Lockie Kurd spills out of bounds. And we'll get this ball tossed back into play.
It's going to be key as well, the clearance battle. We know how strong the Turtles are. They've got the numbers in there. The Raiders, Josh, just got to find ways to win it out.
They certainly do. There's plenty of talent in that midfield, and I think it was Marcus Nolan with that clearance. He's going to be key up in that forward line and through midfielders. This ball tossed back into play. Kerr with the leap and the tap down. Nolan just tried to tap it backwards. It falls out here outside 50 for Old Paradians. And a big stacks on right in front of the Frank Mount rooms out here at Garvey Oval, and we'll get a stoppage.
So we're 10.5 minutes into the opening term. One straight goal apiece. First one coming from Matthew Keys. Most recent goal, Blair Healy, who's in the ruck but loses it out to Leeson, who's done it all so far for the Turtles. Out the back of the pack here, a chance here for Eriksson. Spinning around his O'Sullivan, just got boots a ball, bouncing towards half forward. Reading it best is Healy, the big man. Got it towards the corridor, but the intercept comes and the mark is taken by Fleming of the Turtles, who's almost right at the top of his defensive goal square. Switches it towards the outer side. It's a good kick, trying to get on with it. The Turtles in Pryor. He's able to handball it away, but again, great pressure from the Paradians, although they lost the footy in the end. So they go towards centre wing, and the mark's taken now by Fitzgerald. Handed it off to a teammate in Cox. He goes towards half forward, looking for Williamson, but intercepted by the Raiders, who want to go through the middle of the ground. Can they pick this one up cleanly? They're under pressure to do so. Great run here from Murphy to apply his pressure, although the Raiders still with possession of the footy. They get the handball away, and now they can go. Taking a bounce is Lockie Kerr as he enters 50. Sets his sail towards home. Nolan can get there, but he's missed to the left. And are behind for the Raiders. They now hit the lead. They're 1-1-7. Old Eltham Collegians are 1 straight 6. 12 minutes in.
Great play by Mahoney or Marnie. He looked like he was going to get tackled for sure. He just managed to keep the pace up, keep the ball in front of him, and that resulted in a shot at goal.
So the ball's going to go towards the outer side and then out of bounds for a boundary throw in. So 12 minutes in. Old Paradians are 1-1-7. Old Eltham Collegians are 1 straight 6. It's your NFNL Match Today broadcast here at Garvey Oval.
It's on the far side, right near the scoreboard out here at Garvey Oval. Healy with the big tap from behind. Inside 50, the Raiders go. Eltham Collegians have the numbers at this contest. Timothy Ellis had a good start to this game. Got it to his captain and Rushton McCoach. Goes out wide looking for Keys, who tried to push out his opponent. Did really well, though, did Jack Nicola. Inside 50, he goes to Lockie Kerr with a good mark in front of Timothy Ellis. And this will test his distance, Lockie Kerr, who had that running shot before, just drifted to the left. He'll kick from barely any angle, but right on or just before the 50-metre arc.
He's been in great goal-kicking form, Lockie Kerr. 9 majors in his last 3 games, and we'll see if he's got the distance on this occasion. But Josh, he's been one of their avenues to goal that have worked so far for the Raiders.
He certainly has. This for goal number 10 and goal number 14 in his senior career. Just goes to the right and stays there. There was a mark on the line, but just went over the top. And through for a minor score. Old Paradians 1-2-8. Old Eltham Collegians 1 straight 6. 13 minutes gone, first quarter.
Rushton McCoach to clear things away for the Turtles, and the defensive goal square doesn't like too much at the moment. Hesitant, called to play on, and we'll see what he does with this long kick, which he's able to get a fair bit of distance in. Keys is going to be the target. Did get hands onto it. Keys will rove his own footy and did well to get the handball away. Now a chance for Fitzgerald on the outer side. He's got Cox on the run. And now with the left, kick wasn't a great one at all. It's making it tough work for his teammates, but they're still moving this forward pretty well. Old Eltham Collegians, they get it towards half forward. Inside 50 with the kick, just goes over the head of a Raiders defender. Now ball hits the ground level. It's Burns who gets through his opponent, runs in. And the transitional play works for Old Eltham Collegians as Thomas Burns gets on the board for the visitors, and they're 2 straight 12. Old Paradians are 1-2-8, 14 minutes into the opening term.
And Matthew Keys had 2 parts in that transition from full back to full forward. Went for the mark, followed up, got his own handball, and then was another link later on. So a tick to him for helping that Turtles goal. Fantastic play by Matthew Keys, and he's really started on fire.
He certainly has. A very handy inclusion, Matthew Keys. What a champion he's been for many years in the NFNL with Eltham originally, and now with Old Eltham Collegians. It's back up in the middle we go of Garvey Oval. Healy with the tap down. Woodall got the clearance and getting the kick away there. I think that was Mahoney. Got the kick to his captain and Marcus Nolan. Sold the candy on one. Goes to a dangerous spot and nearly taking the mark there. Mitch Merkel goes out of bounds. That was a good sliding effort there.
I don't think he was expecting the ball to get to him, though. He, again, sort of had two to beat in that contest, really, and it ended up landing in his lap, but just wasn't able to complete the mark. But he does look dangerous. He's getting into the right positions, Mitch Merkel, which is a good start. Once he's able to grab hands on the footy, he can be very dangerous in the middle. What a big leap that was from Learson. Kaffa just got it away. He was looking for Fitzgerald, who's just been able to pick it up now, and he's tackled pretty strongly by Lewis Franz.
Maybe if Learson's in that forward line, he could take an attempt for Mark of the Year based on that leap.
Ball's going to be tossed up, about 45 out from the Raiders' goal. Tap coming from Learson, trying to push it forward is King. They're still able to make it work. He's Nolan who can snap around. Welcome back, Marcus Nolan. All clear, says the umpire. The Turtles want a touch, but not to be. And just like that, Old Paradians back in front. They're 2-2-14. Old Eltham Collegians 2 straight 12, and that is excellent goal sense from the skipper.
Yeah, and he had a little bit of room, but not much. Just shows you the skill of Marcus Nolan. Once he got that ball, it was pretty much always going to be a goal. He's done it lots of times before. He knew where the goals are. Good goal for the Turtles, and they're back in front.
You can see why he's kicked, now 160 goals in his senior career. Marcus Nolan, all with the Old Paradians. What a champion he's been out here at the Garvey Oval in the old Vaffa days for them, and now in the NFNL. There's 16 minutes gone. It starts to open up this contest. There's Matthew Keys now going up in ruck against Blair Healy. Healy with the leap and a really good tap down. O'Sullivan nearly ran onto it, becomes the tackler. And it was a good tackle. Umpire will call for it. Once again in the middle of Garvey Oval, right near the cricket wicket out here at the home of the Old Paradians. They lead 2-2-14. Old Eltham Collegians 2 straight 12. As umpire tosses this ball back up. The tap down again from Blair Healy. Old Eltham Collegians will win this clearance though, and it's Kieran Malone, who isn't going too far though, and umpire will call for it right on the edge of the centre square out here at Garvey Oval.
17 minutes gone. Not far away from time on in this opening term. Just the 4 goals kicked at the moment in this quarter. Healy's tap went straight to Malone, who was able to get boot to ball with his left. High ball in the middle of the ground. A few hands onto it, no one to complete the mark. Front and centre on that occasion was Phillips of Old Paradians. He sends it deep inside 50. Big punch away coming from Hallett. Ball hits the deck. Robertson hasn't got much support. Lockie Kerr able to do well to spin out of trouble. He ends up going to Murphy, who has to track back, and then it's going to be Russian McCoach who sends it long out of defensive 50, and it's a good kick. Mark taken by Malone. Wants to go in ball with the kick, finds Smith Marks. He does just that. Now, still defensive side of the centre square. It's going to short ball. Dangerous one to Keys. Just was able to grab it. He senses the urgency and sends it high inside 50. Tough one to mark, but it is a mark for Old Eltham Collegians. And a really great grab in the end. Jack Tyson looks like, as you said, Doug. And
No, correction.
Braden
Taglieri,
who's started to become a pretty impressive forward now since coming across from Old Eltham Collegians. He's looking for his 9th goal of the season, and he was able to kick many goals while being skipper, of course, at Eltham, but he's getting much more of an opportunity here with his new club. Taglieri comes in and makes no mistake, and that's 3 straight to start for Old Eltham Collegians. Now they get back the lead. A few lead changes already in this game. They're 3 straight 18. Operations are 2-2-14. Almost 19 minutes into the opening term, and Taglieri kicking his 9th goal of the season, Doug.
Yeah, and both teams looking dangerous when they go forward, which is a change to the reserves team where the score was 36-27. Looks like we'll be almost about that at quarter time the way they're going here. Really entertaining game. Both teams showing a bit.
Don't mind it on the outside, both teams, especially Old Eltham Collegians with that rebound off half-back. Their last 2 goals have come from pretty much their defensive half, as Franz nearly took it out of ruck. O'Sullivan couldn't run onto it. Instead, it's Fitzgerald that gets the kick inside 50. Punch from behind by Old Paradians. Cooper runs onto it, although he was tackled immediately. And Brett McCaffer is lurking around this ball. And it's going to be a push in the back. Free kick in the direction of Old Eltham Collegians. It looks like it is Jay Smith Marks. Inside 50, he goes in the Williamson direction. Ooh. Didn't take the mark in the end. It falls out for Old Eltham Collegians. Ran into a brick wall, though, did Nick Milne, and umpire will call for it.
Yeah, and you saw Nick Milne's eyes light up when he saw the goals, but unfortunately he had no space, no room to work with.
Ball gets tossed up deep inside 50 for the Turtles. Williamson tried to grab it out of the ruck, still had possession of the footy and just couldn't break away from a few tackles. In fact, he gave a high fend-off away, so the free kick's going to go back to Nikolai of old Paradians in the back pocket. Sends a high ball towards centre wing. Ellis is coming in. He takes the chest mark. So chance now for Ellis. Right in the middle of the two benches. He sends it inside 50 again. Who's the target? It's all old Paradians. And a good mark taken on that occasion by Desmond in the back pocket. He wants to go near side as well. Dangerous kick. Bounces in between a couple of Raiders, and in the end the boundary line wins out. Boundary thrown right in front of the old Paradians bench. And Ben Turner in his first year at Garvey Oval, of course, very well known in the NFL community. Last senior coach of Lowell Plenty in their premiership year, of course, in 2018. As the ball gets tossed up again, it'll be cleared away by Mahoney. He goes towards half forward. Bouncing ball should get to the boundary line, and it does. 21 minutes now into this opening term. The Turtles lead by 4 points. Josh Ward.
They've moved this ball well from defence to attack of old Paradians. They wouldn't mind another goal because you'd feel like they've had a slight territory ascendancy. In saying that, all Eltham Collegiates have also been pretty impressive as back up we go from the boundary throw in. The tap from behind there by Boundy. McCaffer nearly got the clearance, and there's going to be a holding free kick. And I think it's going in the direction of Brent McCaffer, who is showing his class in these early stages in midfield. The former Collingwood and Eltham man looks to go down this broadcast side wing and does so. Big pack forms. Keys the mean in the sandwich. Couldn't take the mark. Falls out here to Desmond, who's forced out of bounds. In fact, it stays in. Boundary umpire calls play on. Plenty of players surrounding this ball. Cooper nearly stole it away from his teammate in Thompson. Now it's out of bounds. Right in front of us in the broadcast position.
All right. And James King following Brent McCaffer everywhere he goes, when McCaffer's on the ball at least.
It's been best in 2 games this year, James King, including last week in their win over Epping. Tap from Franz, Nolan. And then trying to move it forward is King. Got it away to Franz, who just gets boot to ball. They enter inside 50. It's cut off by Murphy. And that's 50 against Marcus Nolan. Didn't look anywhere like going back on the mark. And this is a chance here for old Eltham Collegians with this 50-metre penalty. They get it towards the centre square. In fact, that's a very, very long 50 just about. Nonetheless, Murphy's got it. In the centre square. Where are his options here? Decides to go towards the pocket. He's looking for Williamson. It won't get to him. It falls a bit short. Raiders have the numbers. They clear it away. Kafari dropped what he should have taken and then slammed in a tackle. One back here by Eltham Collegians. Fitzgerald gets boots the ball. Sends it deep inside 50 and a great mark taken. Intercept coming from Ericsson. And then he wants to go towards the outer side, and they can because they've got plenty of numbers. Trying to bounce it is Colatillo. Lost the footy. Now they're going to win it back again, the Turtles. McCaffer got the handball away to a teammate right on the outer side. They snap it inside 50. And again, Ericsson with the intercept. And they'll try again, the Raiders.
So on the far side back pocket are the Raiders. Short chipping ball to Cole O'Sullivan. Been impressive, O'Sullivan, after here where he didn't really play for Eltham, coming across from the Panthers. Goes out wide. Finds a teammate. He might be forced to go down the line. No, he instead goes backwards to Rufus Jones. Rocking the long sleeve and the mullet today. Goes down the line. It's a very dangerous kick. It won't be cut off. In fact, it will be. The handball backwards from Taglieri. Got it to Fitzgerald, who eventually found a teammate, and they go inside 50. Keys the big target. And that's a really good mark, Matthew Keys. Stamping his authority early on. And this is a chance for his second goal of this contest. Pretty much marking everything is Matthew Keys at the moment.
And if we were voting now, he'd be best on ground, clearly, I would think.
He definitely would be. He's got the perfect view of this. Slide angle, kicking from around 20 metres out.
Oh,
and he's missed.
Mozzed him. Yeah, both of them.
And apologies there to all the Turtles fans. He was going to be best on ground by a long way. But now he's missed a kick that 95% of footballers in this division would have kicked straight through the middle.
Yeah,
My apologies.
Put him on a pedestal and then bang. Well, it's the first blemish of the afternoon for old Eltham Collegians. They're 3-1-19. Old Paradians are 2-2-14. We're almost 25 minutes into the opening term of this contest. And again, through Sean Desmond, the Raiders look towards the outer side. Might be cut off again. Hands on it was Malone. In a bit of trouble was O'Sullivan as well. They're just under all sorts of pressure. Getting boot to ball is Murphy inside 50. Still a chance for the Turtles, who can swing it towards half forward. Bouncing ball for Tyson. It doesn't bounce for him though, and they lose the footy, and he gives away the free kick for that high bump.
And that kick to Tyson was about a metre too long. It would have been a perfect otherwise, and there would have been either a shot at goal or well inside 50.
So the home side have it at half back. They send it towards the centre square, and a good mark. No, not claimed in the end for Thompson, but it's going to be a throw that's going to go to Old Eltham Collegians. So a bit unlucky, you could suggest, there for the home side. And it'll be won back by Tim Ellis, who we know is ever so reliable in defence. He's going to hand it off very quickly. Here's McCaffrey with a heap of space on centre wing. Goes towards half forward with his kick. Keys will be the target again. Doesn't quite get to him, although he pushes his opponent away. Nicolò, he's going to get it across. And a Kafari's taking it a big tackle, but it was too high by Brent McCaffrey. And slow to get onto his feet is the 25-year-old Anthony Kafari, but he's okay. And quick back onto his feet now. He can go with a short ball, and he does to Sutherland. No, in fact, sorry, it's Nicolò who takes it. He'll chip it. Kicks okay to Eriksson. Eriksson goes towards the boundary line, but Healy has no problems with the chest mark. Still well outside. They're between wing and half forward at the moment on the near side, Old Paradians. They now send it inside 50. A few to fly again. Turtles with the numbers. They get it over to Russian McCoach, and very clever kick. He's able to find over to Milne, and Milne goes towards the outer side looking for Malone.
And he takes the mark here on Malone, left half-back flank for Old Eltham Collegian, straight through the middle to Liam Rushton McCoach, who wheels onto that thumping right boot of his. Couldn't find a teammate though. Fitzgerald on the ground, still managed to get a handball away. And out now is Jake Tyson, although it was really well intercepted by Eriksson, who's got plenty of space in front of him. Inside 50, looking for Lockie Kerr. And that's a really good mark, under a bit of pressure in the end from Bryce Fleming. And Lockie Kerr can go back, and potentially with maybe not too much time left in this first quarter, give Old Paradians the lead. As you mentioned, Nick kicked 9 goals in the last 3 weeks for Lockie Kerr.
Yeah,
he will kick it off.
Siren, and he's about 5 metres closer, almost exactly the same spot as last time. So we would think he'd have the distance. It's just a matter of accuracy here.
I was about to say, he just missed it to the right. Earlier on did Lockie Kerr. Kicked 14 goals in 8 senior games. The 20-year-old comes in now.
Hold on a minute.
It was a behind. It might be 50. I think it is 50. So
I think it was the man running over the mark.
Yeah, he's run too far over the mark. I think it might have been Fleming as well. But Kerr will have it at the top of the goal square. It's a certain goal. And Old Paradians will go into quarter time with the advantage. Lockie Kerr gets on the board for the first time this afternoon. And now it's Old Paradians that lead by a point at the first change. 3-2-20. Old Eltham Collegians 3-1-19. Your goal